Look, it's not surprising that a lot of people are looking at rebranding right now at this moment. If you consider brand to be who you serve and how you're showing up for those people, it's inevitable almost that with all that's been going on in the world that you'd want to consider who you're showing up for and how you're showing up for them. The world is a changed place. People have different needs. I don't mean to sound dramatic, but literally people have different needs right now, and maybe even your needs and your ambitions, maybe even your values of how you present yourself, or really why you're doing this whole thing, maybe that's changed. So it's inevitable really that you'd be considering a rebrand, or just a kind of even a refresh of how you're showing up. If you're feeling the itch, if you're feeling the need to rebrand, you've probably reached a fork in the road. And it's time to recognize it, take a breath, and consider your path forward. So I wanted to really start with how you're working. Consider the work that you're doing today, and consider the possibility of, in 12 months' time, will this work be different? And then consider, how about 5 years from now? So I did this work recently for myself around the time of my 40th birthday. I looked at my business and considered, well, what's next for my business? Is this what I really want for myself? Do I really want to be working in this exact same way when I'm 45? And what will my life even look like then? And visualizing all of this helped put my work in context with my life and my temperament, and really visualizing what's happening in 5 years' time. It helped me to kind of get clarity, and with the help of working with a coach and a few of my peers, the people who I talk to often, my business buddies, it really helped me to explore my options. So visualizing Claire 5 years from now, it just helped me to make decisions on what's next for my business, Claire Creative. So giving myself as an example here, because I recently did this work, here are a few questions that you can ask yourself. Okay, so the work that you're doing today, the way that you spend your days, like literally how your days roll out, is that going to be the same 12 months from now? How about 5 years from now? So for me, I have young kids, and they're getting bigger now. So 5 years from now, it's going to probably look a little bit different. One of the questions I asked myself was, will I be working with a team then? Am I building up an agency? Am I hiring? Or do I prefer to remain independent and work with freelancers? Will my service be different then? Will the offering that I put forward as part of my brand, will that be the same? So will your service be the same in 5 years' time? Will the way that I deliver my service, will that be different? So I work one-on-one, I offer done with you and now done for you services for website design and strategy. Will that be different? Will I be serving the same people? Will my ideal customer be the same kind of person at the same stage in business? Will my days look different? How do I want to spend less time working, more time not working? And if so, how will those days look different? Will my income be different? And what else will change? So I really spent some time considering the answers to these questions, and considering what will be different and what ideally will be different. What do I want to change? And what will make sense for me at that stage in my career? What will make sense for me then in 5 years' time? And then the benchmark of, in 12 months' time, how am I making a step towards that 5-year kind of mission, that 5-year vision? So again, this was all triggered by turning 40 and realizing that I do actually love the work that I do, but what will be my most valuable contribution in 5 years' time? is making websites still going to be my most valuable contribution? So I readjusted my kind of strategy there, because I'm working towards something that is a more meaningful contribution for the people that I serve. So it is normal, natural, and expected to want to avoid risk, to avoid big challenges and big changes in your life and your business. And it might take time to look at this and to kind of understand what this is going to mean for you. Personally, I needed to work with somebody else. I worked with my coach on this to kind of keep me accountable and not just back down from these decisions. And I did it all in baby steps, because I think moving slowly at this stage is important to really see how it feels to you and to make sure that you're taking steps in the right direction. And even if they're teeny tiny baby steps, that's totally fine to take tiny steps, as long as you are acknowledging that you are in fact making decisions and taking these steps.